Hi, this is Derek Severini. I'm the finance manager at Gengras Volvo in North Haven, Connecticut. And today we're going to be talking about some of the differences between leasing and buying your car. So if you purchase your vehicle, that's typically for somebody who owns their car for a longer amount of time. If you're the kind of person who drives your car until the wheels fall off, or you like the idea of owning the vehicle eventually, then purchasing the car is perfectly fine. A lot of times Volvo will have interest rate incentives that incentivize people to do that for new cars and even certified pre-owned. So if you are the kind of person who keeps your car 7, 8, 9 years or more, or you drive a lot of miles every year, say that you're a 20 to a 25,000 mile a year driver, which some people are, then purchasing the vehicle might be the thing to do. When you do that, there are different things that you need to consider, such as how much maintenance you might want to include up front, and how long you want to cover it in terms of a warranty if you're going to own it beyond the factory 4-year 50,000 mile coverage. Typically people will do a 60-month, sometimes a 72-month finance, and your rate is usually determined by how long you finance and your credit score and how much money you're putting down. If you choose to lease a vehicle, that can be a good option for a lot of people, especially if you're the kind of person who drives about average mileage or maybe a little bit less. If you're the kind of person who likes to change up the car that you're driving every few years, then leasing might be the way to go. Typically, you can drive a more expensive car for less money down with a lease, and then at the end of the 3-year term, you have a number of different options as opposed to being committed to 5 or 6 years like you would be on a finance. So at the end of that 3 years, you can buy that vehicle out if you want to, but typically Volvo will have incentives for people to continue to lease and to go lease to lease. And a lot of times folks get used to having a new car that's always under warranty, where the maintenance is always paid for, and you never hit those major service intervals where you have to pay a lot to keep the car maintained. Another advantage to doing a lease is that Volvo assumes the risk for the value of the vehicle at the end of the lease. So if you buy a car at the end of 3 years, it's worth what it's worth, and you are subject to the fluctuations of the market, good or bad. With the lease, if the market turns negatively on a vehicle and Volvo overestimated what it would be worth at the end of the 3 years, that's not your problem. You don't assume that risk. You can turn that car back into Volvo and get into another one and just keep driving. You get another new car for a similar low payment. And really with leasing, that's the idea, is that you're cash flow managing. And while you do always have a payment, you do not hit those 70, 80, 90, 100,000 mile service intervals that can be costly, and the risk of something failing on the vehicle that necessitates a major repair is almost zero. The good news is that we have a solution for everybody. So whether purchasing or leasing is the best option for you, if you come down to Gengras Volvo in North Haven, we'll hook you up with one of our experienced sales consultants that will guide you through the process. We look forward to seeing you, and thank you for being a customer of Gengras Volvo North Haven.